if you are the ultimate girl that he wants to catch before marriage, after marriage, in the next lifetime, okay, we are now transcending lifetimes. You are not questioning him, he is questioning you.
When I was younger, the phrase "the internet is not reality" was extremely popular and for very good reason. But today in 2025, social media has such a chokehold on society that the lines between internet and reality are more blurred than ever. People spend so much time scrolling on their phones that the things that they see on the internet easily influence them into adopting the crazy behaviors of people on TikTok and applying them to their everyday lives, which will always end in disaster 100% of the time. There are so many weird behaviors that influencers have sadly successfully convinced the masses in real life into thinking are normal. But we all need to remember that influencers do crazy things on the internet for money, clout, and views on TikTok and other platforms, but we in reality have no business doing these same things in our real lives. Like, you know, like those crazy Restock videos where they put like 10 AirPods and 10 Touchland hand sanitizers and 3 Stanley cups in their bathroom cabinet for their guest bathroom. Yeah, that's not normal. And then also, influencers right now are telling women that black cat energy is the perfect way to live. And this way you can take charge in your relationship and be so mysterious and make your husband so obsessed with you. But they're just saying these things for TikTok likes and views because it's a trending search term to write black cat energy on your video. But there is no way that they actually believe what they're saying, because this nonsense advice will just destroy every single interpersonal relationship that you have ever formed. After TikTokers make these viral videos, they're probably just turning around to their friends in real life and being like, wow, I really hope that none of these women in my comment section, all these thousands of women debating in the comments, I really hope they don't heed my advice because this is garbage. But more on the black cat energy thing later on in the video. And before we get into my list of 5 things influencers try to convince us are normal, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to help us reach 20,000 amazing subscribers on this channel. The first abnormal internet behavior that has made its way into reality is putting your partner on blast, humiliating them, and just having no respect for them in general. It's pretty much kind of like when your parents told you when you were a kid that you shouldn't really watch those disrespectful, bratty Disney Channel kids, because all those shows do is have the characters call their dad fat and their mom stupid. And the entire episode, the kids just disrespect their parents, and that encourages the child viewers to do the same. But fast forward to adulthood, internet couples are constantly making these rage bait videos disrespecting their partners for views and likes. And they're acting like it's normal because instead of just owning up to the fact that they're rage baiting for likes and views, they actually gaslight the fans and say that, oh, well, if you had a great relationship like us and a true love and a real love like us, you would do this to your partner too. But you're just sad, lonely, and miserable, and you're just single and not as good as us. But no, it's not that we just don't understand your bond. This is not normal. And these couples also leave out the fact that the only reason why they're so okay with all the disrespect and humiliation is because millions of dollars are rolling into their bank accounts every single year. Everything that I just described about TikTok couples is on full display in the new TikTok trend called We Listen and We Don't Judge. So let's watch this next video from D and Nay, a TikTok couple with 1.6 million followers on TikTok, and let's see how the husband will gaslight the fans into thinking that he did nothing wrong and tried to convince us that this is normal behavior.
We listen and we don't judge. So sometimes, you know how I be having dreams and I'll be sleepwalking and stuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes I be having dreams of having, you know, what with other girls, and I wake up and I still give you a kiss. Don't judge me.
Don't piss me off. Already the first one?
Don't judge. We listen and we don't judge.
I don't even got nothing to say after that. Are you for real?
You just don't want to know who it is. That's all. You don't want to know who these girls are. As long as you don't know that.
No, because now I'm about to turn the camera off and ask you who was it.
No, you don't want to know. Trust me. You don't want to know. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
We listen and we don't judge. Whenever I'm cooking food and I happen to drop any food on the floor or anything like that, I'm putting it on your plate.
Trifling.
You still eat it. And you say, babe, dinner was so good.
Sure was. A little dirt won't hurt. I mean.
After this, the wife, aka Nay, responded to all the backlash on TikTok. I don't think that she should divorce her husband or anything, but I just think that this video should have never been on the internet in the first place. Like, the husband should have never tried to say it to the fans, and then whichever one of them posted it to TikTok never should have hit the upload button. And people aren't really just mad about the dream that he had. Obviously, that's pretty weird. But the weirder thing is to tell your wife that you had the dream in front of millions of people on TikTok. Like, you can argue, oh yeah, what's wrong with him telling his wife about the dream? But then what about the fact that millions of people are watching, millions of strangers? They're obviously doing this for clout. And then I feel like Nay obviously was not on board and wasn't okay with millions of people watching this conversation. But then it's just always like the backtracking and cleaning up and damage control thing. And the thing that I have wrong with the video is that he was all giddy and happy to be like, no, you just don't want to know who the dream was about. Trust me, you do not want to know. Like, okay, you're doing way too much.
Y'all, it's so hilarious to me right now because my husband and I just did the We Listen and We Don't Judge challenge, and it went viral on our page yesterday. And we are getting a lot of backlash, and that's okay. I'm 100% fine with that. That's cool. That's all right. It just shows you how delusional a lot of women are now these days. Because first of all, a lot of people's expecting me to want to leave my partner because he told me he had a dream with another woman in it, and that's cool. Because guess what? This is the reality of a lot of people go through stuff like that. But that's besides the point. A lot of people is targeting me and basically saying that, you know, that I'm weak and a whole bunch of other stuff, and that I should leave him. And it's just so crazy that y'all really think that just because of a dream that I'm going to leave my husband, my partner that I've been with for almost a decade. No, y'all are slow. Like, what? And it's so funny because I know there's going to be so many pick me people, pick me bitches commenting, you're slow, you're dumb, and all this and all that. That's okay. That's your own personal opinion. And that's cool. And I'm willing to ride and die with my partner at the end of the day. I don't give a say what you want. I don't care. I'm laughing at y'all. You know what's crazy? My face that I made, and someone said that I'm gonna be making a sad video. No, I'm not sad. I wasn't even sad when he told me. You know what? It should caught me off guard. Caught me off guard because I know all this information. He tells me everything. It caught me off guard that he told y'all. It had me shook that he even opened up and told y'all. It is what it is. We keep it real. We say what we want. And yeah, we just be us. And that's the problem with a lot of people. People's not being realistic. People's not being honest. People's not being transparent. You're going to leave your partner because they said they had a dream with another girl in it. Do you know how insecure and dumb and gullible you sound? Oh, okay.
And here is the husband's response to all the backlash.
You got to have a solid relationship with your woman and be 100. That's just how you got to play it. With women, you give them the real. You don't lie to them. It's just going to hurt them at the end. You feel me? That's how you build a real bond. Me and us can get through anything. We done already got through everything. We already done had these conversations. You don't put a motherfucker on the trend and expect them not to say the real.
Yeah, he cheated before. Because ain't no way in the world you get on the internet and make a response video about what other people were saying. If you didn't do nothing, you innocent, you don't have to explain. And then you're going to say, oh, we already had this conversation already. We already talked about it amongst ourselves. We good over here. We went through everything. We can make it through anything. Why are you saying that as if like you did that already? I'm just saying from what's being shown, it's like she don't have no say-so. It's like she don't want to say nothing. And for you, I feel like everybody's talking about something that you know is true, but you want to hush the noise before it get too loud. Why would you play the game and the first thing that come out your mouth is when I be dreaming at night and I'm doing a deed, I'll be thinking about doing a deed with other girls. As y'all talk about everything, y'all went through everything, why she was so shocked about that statement? Why was she so speechless when it was her turn to go? The fact that you made a response video is only showing that you are triggered and the internet is on to something.
Matt and Abby are another TikTok couple on the front lines of normalizing disrespecting and humiliating your husband or wife. And another thing is that yes, these videos promote disrespect in a relationship just without social media, but it also promotes people to try to make that same Matt and Abby fame. Because if you see, oh wait, Matt and Abby are millionaires. All they did was pick up the camera one day when they're going to like a food festival and they just filmed a vlog as a couple and now they're millionaires. We should do the same thing. But no, please do not follow in Matt and Abby's footsteps. Like they're just normalizing that it's okay to just destroy your online reputation and destroy destroy your trust in your partner for money, which is not okay at all. Matt and Abby's whole platform is just like them walking up to each other and being like, Abby, do you find my dad attractive? And then the next day, then Abby will walk up to Matt and be like, Matt, do you find my mom attractive?
Abby, do you find my dad attractive?
I was prepared for this one. I had a feeling this one was coming. Anybody that resembles you, I'm gonna find handsome. But I would never be attracted to anybody but you.
Aren't those the same thing?
Absolutely not.
They're not the same thing at
They're
all?
so different. It depends on your definition of attractive, because by your definition, yes. By my definition, that sounds mean, but
So
no.
you don't find my dad attractive.
We're back to the same argument that we were weeks ago.
You're realizing right now that attractive and handsome are the same thing.
No, they're not the same thing.
But they are
and
the
I
same
will
thing.
carry that with me to my grave. Attraction and finding someone handsome are totally different. I love your dad. He's an awesome man. But by my definition of attractive, that would just be really weird.
Just like DNA, Matt and Abby always do damage control, and whenever they get backlash, they try to force us to believe that nothing was ever wrong with what they're doing and nothing ever will be wrong with it. Obviously, Matt and Abby are blinded by the millions of dollars that they get from this embarrassment and humiliation because none of their content is normal. After Abby had a C-section, Matt posted this next insane video, and I might have to change the audio on it because Matt and Abby did so much damage control that if you upload this video to the internet, then your video could be copyright claimed and all the revenue will go to Matt and Abby. So I'll try to change it around. But basically, Matt is just filming Abby in the hospital bed, making it all about him, talking about how the C-section ruined their marriage and everything like that.
Didn't have the best time at the hospital. My wife was ready to leave the same day she gave birth. The hospital staff said that the minimum stay for a C-section was 48 hours. It put our marriage to the test. It wasn't the hospital staff. They were great. We were just sleep deprived, and my wife was dealing with the intense hormone change that happens postpartum. But worst of all, there was breastfeeding, which really caused us to butt heads. It was really important to my wife that she breastfed our baby, but it was really important to me that our baby got fed. There were long stretches of time where my wife tried super hard to breastfeed, but her milk hadn't come in yet, and our baby refused to latch. He would scream and cry, and the tension in the room got extremely elevated. I offered to give our baby formula until my wife's milk came in, but she saw this as a direct attack. My wife was doing what she thought was best for our baby, and so was I. We were on the same team and didn't even know it. I did my best to pack up our stuff as quickly as possible. I was ready to get home because I hadn't showered in 2 days and wanted to sleep in my own bed. I didn't even use most of the items that I brought with me. As I left, I forgot our car was parked super far away, so I ended up ditching our stuff and running to our car to move it up closer. We got our baby safely secured in his car seat, and then we made our way home where our family was waiting to surprise us.
And then I hate how later on in the newborn stage, then Matt filmed Abby breastfeeding at like 3 o'clock in the morning and she looks so exhausted and tired, and he just has the camera like right in her face and like, look, she's breastfeeding, look how exhausted she is, she's breastfeeding. But let me know what you guys think. If you had a newborn baby and your husband put you with the breast pumps on, looking exhausted and tired all over TikTok, would you divorce or would you be happy because you had millions of dollars from that video? Let me know. My husband, a couple months ago, uploaded a video about the complete saga of Matt and Abby. So let's see what else Matt and Abby have done to make them become known as the most hated couple on TikTok.
Don't be fooled by me picking up my house because I'm not typically the one that does it. And don't be fooled by me taking care of my son because most of the time my wife does that too.
It's like you have a sister and she's like kind of hot. So my sister-in-law almost saw me naked. I never walk around my house naked.
But worst of all, there was breastfeeding, which really caused us to butt heads. It was really important to my wife that she breastfed our baby, but it was really important to me that our baby got fed.
By me not saying anything, I think that brought you down.
Well, you were bringing me down because you weren't talking to me.
That's true.
Am I the only one that remembers this?
Oh my gosh, who are those crazy parents that took their 7-week-old baby to a party in Malibu? Oh yeah, that would be us. We packed.
That is literally the biggest red flag of all of the red flags, and that was 2 years ago.
Matt was also labeled as a terrible husband when he uploaded a video talking about how it was his job to set up the water bill payments, and he never did. So their water was shut off after being unpaid for 7 months.
Apparently our water got shut off because we haven't paid our bill in 7 months.
What are we doing?
Dude, I thought it was on autopay. I thought for sure.
You have to set up autopay for it to be on autopay.
I was pretty sure that I set it up on autopay and it just didn't work.
No, Matt, you haven't made a single payment. There's no way that you set up autopay.
When is it going to come back
I'm
on?
out here being like, why is our water pressure not correct? You're like, man, your water's been shut off.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, why is the water been shut off? They're like, you've not paid ever. You've never paid.
How much was it for?
You know what? I really just thought recently, I was like, man, how nice is it that I have a husband? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about bills. No, I do.
Hey, this
why
one?
am I sitting back relaxing
We have not paid for water.
Now, you'd think, or you'd hope, that Matt and Abby would learn from these cancellations and be more careful with their words online. Not try to clickbait with dramatic hooks that paint either one of them in a bad light. And stop oversharing. But that doesn't work. They learned absolutely nothing because we haven't even scratched the surface of why Matt is known as the worst husband on the internet. Matt describes the C-section recovery as both of their recoveries. I find it extremely strange that Matt would make a big deal about the formula versus breastfeeding topic because latching and breastfeeding is an extremely emotional and stressful time for the mom and the baby. Matt is allowed to care about his son getting fed, but why blast your wife on social media about such a vulnerable topic? Matt complains about not sleeping, not showering 2 days, and not being able to sleep in his own bed. But his wife just had major surgery and probably won't even be able to move when she gets home without being in excruciating pain. Obviously, the birth of your son and watching your wife give birth is an extremely stressful and terrifying time as a husband. But that's the point. You are watching it all happen. You're not going through it yourself. You have to be an idiot to decide to make the day after your wife's C-section all about you. If Matt genuinely wanted to make content for young dads and let them know it's okay to be scared or depressed in the newborn stage, he would just do that a few months after the birth or even a few weeks after the birth. But that isn't what Matt was doing. He knew this video would get millions of views, a ton of hate comments and stitches, and in the end would make a big bag. But they make millions with these ridiculous videos regardless of the situation. The thing I don't like about Matt and Abby is that they clearly act controversial just to make money. But they can't take the heat during each cancellation, and they'll dodge accountability and blame TikTok or their fans for getting mad at them. Then, on episode 29 of their podcast, also in August of 2023, Matt and Abby talked about the C-section experience. The comments are turned off on this episode on YouTube for obvious reasons. Matt keeps calling the C-section easy and keeps talking about the birth as if it was something they both went through, which again is just weird. He also said he gave Abby the silent treatment for 2 days after they got home from the hospital. But I think they cut that segment out of the podcast and post after they got backlash, because I watched the full episode and it wasn't there. But I was able to find the re-uploaded clips.
It felt like we cheated birth.
It was crazy.
After going through such a scary, traumatic, with the first birth, I was not expecting that. So with this one, it felt like we cheated because we just like walked into the hospital, walked into this room, boom, you're open and here's our kid. It was just like so quick. I was like, there's no way this is happening right now. Yeah.
Once we got from the hospital, it was a whole different ballgame, and we actually hit, I think, the lowest point of our entire marriage.
Okay. Are we going to talk about that on here?
Not in detail, but
Okay.
I feel like it's good for other people to know that,
Okay.
like,
I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything. Like
Yeah.
I was just like quiet.
yeah, that was hard for me.
Because I wasn't going to like talk to you about it because I didn't want to like bring you down. But then by me not saying anything, I think that brought you down.
Well, you were bringing me down because you weren't talking to me.
That's true. I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside. And I just kind of felt, I was kind of frustrated a little bit.
I could tell.
And I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything. Like
Yeah.
I was just like quiet.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
I was doing like everything for Augie. And so I'm like, here I am, like I have all these like big goals and big dreams and I have to put them to the wayside. And I'm like, I'm stuck here. And I was kind of mad.
Yeah.
And that just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
You think it lasted 2 days? For sure. Did it last into the second day? Maybe it did last for the second day. But then it went away.
But the couple clearly has horrible mental health after all of these cancellations. So why keep trying to get canceled just for money? Abby said she punched herself in the head after getting canceled in Hawaii. And Matt says he has extremely bad crippling depression. So they clearly need to stop. But with the money, they won't. Matt and Abby also used this sleep divorce hook in a TikTok from 6 months prior when Abby was still pregnant.
My husband and I no longer sleep together, which is so odd because I'm a big co-sleeper. I always preferred having roommates. At sleepovers or on trips, I was always the first to volunteer to share a bed. And I also think I have some type of anxiety when it comes to the baby monitor.
If you don't want TikTokers to think you have a terrible marriage, stop saying you are sleep divorced.
We're still married, but according to TikTok, we are on the outs, actually.
We're still sleeping together, but we're not sleeping together, if you know what I mean.
The comments are also turned off on episode 45 of the podcast from December 2023. This is because Matt once again got canceled after he had this to say.
People really want to know this, and I think that you didn't answer the question fully.
What is it?
Serious question. Does it feel different down there after birth.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about after a C-section.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly how.
Yeah,
it was
we
before.
talked about this the other day, and I was kind of surprised to hear you say that, because you never told me until I asked you.
Because I always heard, oh, it goes back to normal, but it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before. If that makes sense.
So, maybe I shouldn't go into too much detail.
We can say whatever.
You still like it after?
I still like it, of course.
You like it as much?
Yeah, I would say so.
That doesn't sound very...
I think I like it pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Do men find stretch marks unattractive? I'm asking all the postpartum questions.
You know, I think it's like one of those things where you want a natural looking woman, you know?
Yeah.
You want a woman that has...
Or do you? Who knows?
That's what I like.
You do like
personally.
natural.
I like a natural look.
But
I
you said
think
you like with makeup.
but a natural makeup. Natural makeup.
Okay.
And so, I don't know. I think like some stretch marks are good, but then it's almost as if you have a ton, it might not look as good.
Talk about my stretch marks, because I got them on the top area.
Okay.
And I got them on the belly area.
It's like you inflate those things every day. Sometimes I see them and I'm wow, those are so full and they're huge. And then other times I'll see them and they look like all the juice got sucked out of them. You know,
Well, it's exactly what happened.
And so
wait, all the juice got sucked out of them.
All the juice got sucked out.
That doesn't sound very appealing.
That's what it looks like sometimes. I mean, as far as we talked about this the other day, like Augie ate on one boob, and so one boob was huge and the other one was just teeny tiny.
Yeah, and so is that unappealing to you?
I mean, when they're lopsided like that, yes, but
what if they're both sucked out?
I would prefer them when they're full of milk. I think that looks
Do you know
better.
when they're all sucked out, that's gonna be what they look like when we are like weaned.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
I think I saw a TikTok about this. It was the lady that had the little balloons and she was pumping up the balloons and then showed.
Sometimes they're smaller than before.
That's crazy. That's wild what
There's like
breastfeeding can do to your boobs.
flapjacks.
So moms that don't breastfeed, do their boobs go through
I
the
don't
same
think
thing?
they suffer as much.
Their boobs don't suffer? Like, okay.
No.
Interesting.
Because it's the constant, like what you're saying, the inflating and the deflating
and it
that
probably
stretches your skin.
changes your skin up.
Causes stretch marks, which is
So
what we talked
interesting.
about, which makes them saggy then too, because you have more skin than you do have stuffing.
Interesting. It's funny that you're talking about boobs because you bring up boob jobs all the time.
I know, because I don't know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Then in June 2024, the huge Matt birthday, Father's Day controversy started. Matt and Abby uploaded this controversial clip from episode 69 of their podcast to TikTok.
We had Father's
And I grew
Day.
your child.
You did grow my child.
All day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and
it kind of was a bummer.
Matt was already being called the worst husband on the internet, so them sharing this was just beating a dead horse. Major media outlets like People magazine even covered this story because Matt appeared to be shaming his wife for failing him by combining his birthday and Father's Day. Even though they got back from vacation on the plane that same day, and she was pregnant, and she still got him a cake, and invited family over for a party with grilled food. Matt had to grill the food, and he wasn't too happy about that either. When Abby keeps repeating, "I failed you," she clearly wants him to say, "No, you didn't. You didn't fail me. You did great." But he just doubled down, and now the family has to celebrate 3 months later, so his birthday doesn't get overshadowed by Father's Day.
So we've decided as a family that we are not celebrating Father's Day this year.
It is so sad. I'm so disappointed.
Not celebrating it on Father's Day. But
In September.
Wait, what date is Father's Day this year?
Father's Day, it's always in June, and it's like
Last
always
year
around.
was June 18th, which is Matt's birthday. So he had
Yes.
Father's Day and his birthday on the same day. And
So sad.
I will say I am disappointed in myself, but I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did combine the two of them. It's okay though. I mean, you were pregnant, you were uncomfortable, you were
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon that day.
So it kind of
we flew in from Mexico that day.
Well, we kind
so
of
it's like we kind of celebrated it on the baby moon.
We kind of skipped it, kind of, because I mean, like we
I
did.
got you a cake from DQ.
I guess we had
and
just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over and grilled.
I think I grilled. Well, I grilled, but I know a lot of dads grill on their birthday,
Yeah.
so it's whatever. But yeah, we had Father's
And I
Day.
grew your child.
You did grow my child
All day, every day.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
Yeah, and
it kind of was a bummer because it was like those are two days that I look.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I failed you.
Hey,
I'm so sorry.
but you know what? It's all right. Like there's a lot going on. So, but this year Father's Day is on the 16th of June.
Which is still only 2 days before your birthday. So we
Exactly.
talked about it, and we think it's best if Matt celebrates Father's Day in September.
Yeah. So we're boycotting
September 18th.
We're boycotting Father's Day for the month of June and celebrating it 3 months after my birthday.
Yeah, we're gonna make a big hoopla about it.
Because nothing goes on in September. Like, I guess September is kind of the month of pumpkin spice, where everyone's like, let's go get pumpkin spice lattes.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to add in Father's Day.
Yeah, September needed new holidays anyway.
Yeah.
After this, they played Into the Backlash with clips like these.
Holy frick! Oh my gosh!
my.
cake pops? This is like way too over the top. This is so
This
nice.
is the best Father's Day ever.
It says best dad ever.
Why is that funny to you?
You know why it's funny.
You are the best
know why
dad
it's
ever.
funny. You think I'm the best dad ever?
Yeah, wait, why is it funny?
Well, I said the thing about not celebrating Father's Day. I don't know if you're trolling me right now. I don't know what's going on.
On February 4th, Matt uploaded this next video to launch his podcast.
This is super embarrassing, but I've been sleeping in our walk-in closet for the past month now. This is our guest bedroom mattress that I dragged all the way from our guest bedroom into here, and my wife's not a huge fan of this arrangement. Obviously, I don't know a spouse that would be stoked. This decision that I made was something I had to do just to prioritize my mental health because I was not okay. I was really struggling. I was feeling awful, and that's why I'm here. Secrets out.
And again, Matt is using the same tried and true tactic that he always uses when he says, me and my wife sleep in separate beds. Or Abby goes, me and my husband don't sleep together. We sleep in separate beds. And they always use that hook all the time on their TikTok for the past couple years. And again, they're doing the same exact thing. Oh yeah, I sleep in the closet. I don't love my wife. Oh wait, no, that was just rage bait. Wait, it wasn't rage bait. It's just so annoying. So yeah, clearly Matt and Abby have learned nothing about humiliating each other and getting backlash and getting canceled, and they have pretty much just settled into their title as most rage baiting couple.
So, I mean, if you guys haven't seen yet, I went ahead and I launched a new podcast. It's called The Night Shift, or actually, no, I think I changed it to Night Shift just to be like cooler, because that sounds like way cooler. It's called Night Shift with Matt
I like
Howard.
that better, actually.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Like? Oh. And the whole idea is really, I was talking to my sister-in-law's dad, who's been in the radio business for 50 years. And I was like, holy crap, you've done radio for 50 years? He's like, yeah, I love doing it. And I'm like, wait, so you don't have to do this anymore to pay your bills? He's like, oh no, we're good. Like, we've got enough savings, but I do this because it's fun for me. And it kind of like something clicked there where I was like, wait a second. I don't see myself doing music forever. I don't see myself doing TikTok forever, but I can see myself literally podcasting and interviewing people when I'm 80 years old because I genuinely love doing this so much. So I'm very excited. I'm so excited to see where that show takes me and takes us. And yeah, it's gonna be a really fun time.
Does this mean that you're separating from me?
What? No, the Unplanned podcast is here to stay.
I think people think that this might be because we're separating because you're sleeping separate from me
Oh,
again.
yeah, that was episode 1. So episode 1 is me talking about why Abby and I are sleeping in separate beds, which you can watch the episode to hear about. I talk about it for almost an hour, so there's a pretty good explanation. But I want to get your thoughts, though, on like how you feel about sleeping alone, though.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Sleeping alone?
No, I complain about it every night. I?
You do. I'm so sorry.
No, it's just, I'm a lonely gal. See, here's the thing. Say what you want. I am codependent. And I like went from being a kid in my parents' house to being roommates with people in college to sleeping with you. And I shared a room in college. It wasn't like I ever like even had my own bedroom.
You and your brother used to like share a bed sometimes too.
Yeah.
Probably should not put that on the internet, but
no, it's
too
fine.
late.
He's my brother.
Too late, yeah.
He's my brother, and he wasn't, I was just like, I hated being alone at night.
Yeah.
And I have that, I have that thing where I have to say, my last words out of my mouth have to be, good night, I love you.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, what if I say something else just on my own?
Yeah, I guess, what it probably is I saw my parents, like growing up, my parents did not share a bedroom, really. They would
when
just
you were a
sleep separate.
kid even?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I didn't actually know that.
I hope I'm not like trying to air, like they're open about this. Everybody knows that. But like my dad just has sleep problems, and then my mom also gets sleep problems. So they sleep better if they sleep separately because they wake each other up in the night, and then
maybe that's why it's so much more normal for you.
They also go to bed at different times. They wake up at different times. So it doesn't mean that they're them not sleeping together has nothing to do with the health of their marriage. It has nothing to do with that at all.
It can be a marker of like an unhealthy marriage, or it can just be like you have different schedules, you have different sleep situations. Which is our case.
I feel like me sleeping in a separate room which is technically the closet, has actually been
We're
really
in
good.
the same room,
We're in the
but not in the same bed.
I've literally been sleeping in the closet. I've actually been sleeping in our walk-in closet
And
every
I
night
have a
for a
couple
month.
other gripes about this. It's hard to put my clothes away and get to my clothes.
That's true, because there's a queen size mattress in there because I moved that.
And it's
from,
a big closet, don't get me wrong, but not that big.
I mean, I moved the queen mattress from our guest bedroom to the closet.
Yeah.
And when TikTokers aren't trying to convince us that their relationships are normal, they're trying to convince us that their relationship advice is normal. And here is where the black cat energy thing that I was talking about earlier comes into the mix. This next video explaining how to have black cat energy in a marriage went viral because people were going off in the comments and debating. Everything in the video sounds good on paper, but it all boils down to the fact that if you're trying to play games in your marriage and you think that it's okay to act like a completely different person towards your husband one day all of a sudden just because of a TikTok video, you have all of your priorities wrong.
So you wanted the rules of being black cat energy, being that girl in marriage in a long-term relationship. I'm going to drop some good ones on you. Number one, know why this, why that. We always as women are trying to find out why he did this, why did he that, why do you think my butt looks good in those jeans, why do you think the color red suits me, know this, know that, know why, no why did he go there, no why did he go here, no trying to control him, no, you're done with it, you're not trying to control him. If you are the ultimate girl that he wants to catch before marriage, after marriage, in the next lifetime, okay, we are now transcending lifetimes, you are not questioning him, he is questioning you. That is the power dynamic. Let him ask questions. Don't why him, why, cut that out. Number next, you, every time you want to nag him, you go and you start looking better. Just start looking better. Why Margarita? Because Margarita said just start looking better. That is your solution to everything. You do not lose yourself in motherhood and marriage. It's just because you stop taking care of yourself the way you used to before. Number three, the way you want to love him, the way you want to give him stuff, the way you want to cook for him, the way you want to do everything because you deep down think it's going to get you some kind of reward of him loving you in the same way. It won't. Love yourself. Love yourself. Men love in marriage happy women, not good women. They don't love good women. Good women, they say, oh, I want a good woman. Whatever. Clyde, okay? You don't. You love happy women. You don't like to make the women happy in a long-term marriage because that's work, yeah? Clive, yeah? But you want a happy woman. So what are we going to do, ladies? We're going to make ourselves happy. We're going to look good. We are goddess status. If you have children, God forbid, and you don't see yourself like a goddess, no. In the bin with you. In the bin with you. You've literally made life. You've literally rebranded his whole civilization, okay? With your face, with your brains, with your beauty, with everything, right? You've given his kids the best chance in life, okay? You've allowed him to procreate. Please. Put some respect on yourself. Give yourself the love you want to give him, okay? Don't ask him why this, why that. And whenever you want to nag him, look better. That's it.
Like when you're in a marriage, you're not looking up WikiHow, what should I text him back? You're not like, this is ridiculous. Like if you guys are married in the comments, please back me up on this. Married people do not go on TikTok and try to find ways to manipulate their husband into thinking that they're so feminine, mysterious. Like I'm pretty sure your husband married you for a reason. So whatever he married you for, he already likes you. You don't have to play all these games and play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
This is how you're gonna become the black cat. Have men bend over backwards for you. Let them eat out of the palm of your hand. Be the main character of the story and make heads turn wherever you go. Number one, and this is the most important part. This is where you lay the foundation, all right? Lean in, listen to me. You have to be inconvenient. You have to be bitchy. You have to have standards and certain expectations. The higher the expectations and the more unrealistic, the better. Example, let's say you've been seeing each other for a little while and you know there's connection building and he's calling you and he wants to take you out for a coffee date. Be smart, play dumb, and simply tell him, oh, I thought we were going on a date. He's gonna be like, well, yeah, I want to take you out for a coffee. That's when you become inconvenient. Oh, I don't go for coffee dates. By his reaction, you're gonna know if this is a weak, feminine, insecure man that wants to compete with you on a spot on the pedestal, or if he can let you stay there and let you shine. Because option number one, he's gonna be okay with you being inconvenient because he's trying to date you. You are the queen, you are the prize, you are the woman on the pedestal. So if he then feels that you declining a coffee date is too inconvenient, too hard for him to handle, there's your answer. Not the right man for you anyway. You cut your losses early. A true masculine man will not ever look at you as inconvenient. He will say, oh, no worries, I'm sorry about that. Which restaurant would you like to be taken to? Or let's say, using the example of the law of assumption, it's Friday evening, you know you're gonna go for a date night, but you also know your man hasn't really made any plans yet. He's just telling you to come over to his place, ... Instead of complaining about it, instead of being angry about it, be all dressed up, put on your makeup, put on your perfume, wear the most beautiful clothes, wear high heels, sit in the Uber on the way to his place, and send him a message or call him and tell him, I am so excited for this beautiful restaurant you're going to take me. I'm so appreciative of this because we haven't done this in a while. I'm so grateful for you taking the time booking this beautiful restaurant for us. You know damn well that he didn't book anything, but you're not losing your cool, you're not losing your spot on the pedestal, you remain the prize, and you walking into his house looking like the prize, also after you made that law of assumption phone call, he's going to feel like an idiot. He's not going to feel man enough for you. Now he's going to compete with his own ego to prove to you that he is worthy of being by your side, that he's all of a sudden going to dress up and takes you out to the beautiful 5-star restaurant as you deserve. Again, if he doesn't, that's your answer. If you want to become the black cat and stay the black cat, remember step number 1, become inconvenient. Be bitchy, be annoying, be complicated and unpredictable. And let them figure you out. You have all the power. They want to date you. They want to see you. They want to be with you. They want to keep you happy in their relationship. It's their job. So let them work for it. Right?
And it was actually hilarious because I told my husband about black cat energy and I asked him what he would do if I all of a sudden tried this tactic. And then we were dying laughing because he was like, if I all of a sudden woke up one day and was just barely talking and acting mysterious and just silent to try to keep him guessing, then he would think that I just all of a sudden hated him and he would just assume that I just didn't like him all of a sudden. Like it basically would probably feel like your wife is just all of a sudden giving you the cold shoulder and the silent treatment. And the other thing about the black cat energy TikTok is that it says all the buzzwords that women want to hear. Like, oh yeah, if he does something crazy, don't ask why, just be mysterious about it. Like it's kind of like the DNA video that I showed before. Like if he was like, I dream about other women. And then what if Nay had black cat energy and she's just like, and then she's keeping him guessing, oh, why does she not care about the dream? Why this? But it's obviously just gonna boil over and explode later on if you just like, don't say anything about the dream. And then if she doesn't say anything, she should have said to not post that video on TikTok in the first place. But again, I think it's for the money, so I don't really think that they care about the video. But we should not follow in their footsteps. And here's what other people on TikTok have to say about this entire black cat energy trend.
Ladies, you can disagree with me all you want, but you have to be in black cat energy to some degree if you want a great relationship. That's how attraction works. Relationship isn't just like, well, we should just be friends and it should just be so natural and all these things. Yes, that does happen naturally, but there's still a natural order within the relationship and you should be the prize. You should be the goddess, not him. I did a video and there's so many comments like, no, this is wrong. This is like, and I'm telling women, you are the prize. You should be hard to get because you're valuable. And people are disagreeing with that. Women are disagreeing. Hey, goddess, if you want to worship him, if you want him to be on the pedestal, go right ahead. See how long that relationship lasts. If you want it to be good, if you want to actually understand relationships and make the attraction grow, okay? Love is there. Love will happen, but there still has to be that relationship. There's a lot of couples that are in love, but they're not attracted to each other anymore, and there's no spark there because it's gone, because that is not present, because no one's on the fucking pedestal. If you want a relationship to be healthy, the guy has to be in his golden retriever, chasing energy, always feeling important, feeling like he has a job to do, and the woman should always be adored. My grandparents both lived to be 100, and they always had this. My grandmother was always in her black cat energy, and their relationship was always so romantic to the freaking last day.
And people who don't agree with the trend are getting dragged all over TikTok. And women are saying that if you don't agree with black cat energy, then you are just like a pick-me and everything else. It's just a whole mess.
I have a hot take. If you're on the side of TikTok that's all about black cat energy, golden retriever energy, if she does this, she likes you. If she's hot and cold, she doesn't like you. If he likes you, he's not hot and cold. All that baloney, you're on the toxic side of TikTok, and here's why. There's something about moving for me and packing that gives me therapy, and I get to process a ton, so I'm going to share it with you. So let's start with everyone's favorite, black cat energy. If you're consuming and believing in black cat energy, here's why it won't work. because the whole time you're putting on a show that's not real to who you are. And if anything, it's triggering your attachment style. And this is what I learned most recently. Like, black cat energy is all about you pretending to be a secure person when in reality you're not. So like when the curtains finally close and you have to be true to who you are with another person, that has to come down, and it triggers all these things that you couldn't express earlier on, and it's going to come out in the most like destructive way. And so black cat energy is the worst way to go about dating if you're looking for something real and serious. And here's what I think about golden retriever energy. I think golden retriever energy is just basically saying that you're an anxiously attached person, and black cat energy is someone who's super avoidant. And so when those two people come together, like, sure, it can work if they're like moving towards secure attachment, but like that in itself is also super toxic because there's someone who needs the constant affirmation and like security from someone who doesn't want to give it or isn't capable of holding their emotional capacity. So here is my suggestion. If you're willing to do this, I think to find a secure, happy, healthy relationship, it always has to start from a genuine place of who you actually are. And I think it's totally okay if you are an avoidant person or an anxious person, but you're mindful of it and learning ways to implement strategies to move to security. When you date from a place of authenticity to who you are and being genuine to who you are, if that person's the right person, that person will receive you full-heartedly and be willing to work and help you with those issues, if that's the right word.
The next behavior that influencers try to convince us is normal is using your kids for money. And this one actually makes me so infuriated. So let's try to keep our cool right now. My honest and true opinion on this is that kids in no way, shape, or form should be influencers, YouTubers, anything. You should just not be using your kids for content. And with all this weird stuff going around on the internet about people using AI to do weird things with their kids' pictures, a lot of influencers have actually taken their kids off of the internet and stopped posting them, which is really good. But one family that absolutely refuses to stop exploiting their children is the Fluellen fam. And I don't really see anybody talking about Alyssa Fluellen, the mom of the Fluellen fam, so I just really have to say this. The Fluellen fam has 5.7 million subscribers on YouTube, and their YouTube Shorts videos receive hundreds of millions of views each. They also have 4.9 million TikTok followers and millions of views per TikTok video as well. Around 2 years ago, I got recommended the Fluellen fam's videos a ton on my YouTube Shorts recommended page, and they were just always popping up. And at first, I thought that they were just a normal, wholesome family and I didn't see anything wrong with it. But over time, I started to get this eerie feeling whenever I watch their videos. And from comments I've seen, a lot of people have the same exact experience. Like something just seemed just really weird and off when watching their videos. And eventually I realized they are clearly exploiting their kids for views, just like any other corrupt family channel. For example, it absolutely disgusts me because it seems like the parents are intentionally showing their young daughters in bathing suits, leotards, and other outfits like that, and like bodysuits, and showing them like swimming and like bouncy houses and like weird things like that. And all of those videos will get way more millions of views than the other videos. And it's just infuriating to me. I get so angry at these types of channels, but the sad thing is that no matter how angry people get in the comments, the Fluellen parents just keep deleting and deleting any and all comments that accuse them of exploitation. And they just refuse to stop this terrible, disgusting behavior. And it's been a couple years that their fans have been calling them out. And I haven't really seen any like commentary people call them out. It's just pretty much their fans. And also there's a subreddit calling them out that has 1.7 thousand members. And by the way, the Fluellens are friends with Matt and Abby, which isn't surprising because Matt and Abby are also notorious for deleting comments. Here are some of the comments from the Fluellen fam's YouTube Shorts that call them out, and I was able to screenshot these before they were deleted. And people are commenting these things because the mom is clearly intentionally making the middle daughter wear these bodysuits and leotards and bathing suits. And I hate it because the common defense is, oh yeah, she's going to ballet class. Why can't she wear a leotard? Oh yeah, she's swimming in a pool. Why can't she wear a bikini? Yeah, that's fine if it's not on the internet for millions of weirdos to look at. Like, yeah, your kid can wear a bikini and your kid can wear a leotard to dance class and there's nothing wrong. But why would you put that on the internet for 200 million views. Like, that is so disturbing. But before I get too fired up, here are the comments. I usually like your content, but I'm confused why you can take the time to put pants on your son before the video, but not your daughter. There's weird people on the internet and seems like a subtle transition into exploiting your children for those very people's enjoyment. Just weird. At this point, you're exploiting your daughter, and this is beyond ridiculous. Put some bottoms on her. There's some folks who are preying on small children, and I've come across 2 of your videos where this baby doesn't have bottoms on. You can't be this oblivious. Then you got a nerve to be pregnant again. That's actually crazy. Because she just had recently another daughter, and of course, right as she was out of the womb, she was on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. And here's another comment. I love these videos, but we have to remember that there are bad, horrible, vile people out there watching your kids. I'm not a parent, so I will not pretend to personally know what it means to be one, but you indiscriminately posting things of this nature on the internet with a seemingly innocent preface just isn't cutting it. Should she not be wearing bottoms of some kind? What kind of content are you okay with breeding? Internet is such a dangerous place. Don't forget it. Child exploitation for money and to feed the weirdos watching. Predators watch your child too. Please stop posting her like this. Cover her up. I swear they post these videos for the freaking weirdos. What parents willingly put their children on the internet dressed like that for strangers? Come on, do better. And then here are the comments on the same daughter walking on the sidewalk in a leotard. And this same daughter was also in the bouncy water slide video with a bikini on. Like, I saw these videos like a year or 2 ago, and I just literally blocked the Llewellyn family because obviously there's nothing that we can do to stop the parents from posting these videos. Sadly, I wish that YouTube would honestly just demonetize them and take their channel down for this like blatant disregard for their kids' safety. But sadly, we cannot force them to stop posting it. And they're just gonna be like, what? What's wrong with what she's wearing? And the most annoying thing is when people say that, oh yeah, if you find something wrong with this content, then you're the weirdo. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But on the video where she was walking down the sidewalk with the leotard on, people wrote, why is she half dressed on the internet? And someone replied, because mama makes money off of posting her half dressed on the internet. Disgusting, right? You need to put some shorts on that little girl. I have 2 girls under 3. This is a huge no-no with all the blank online. Check to see how many times this short got saved. Wonder why. Please protect these children. Money and fame really out here blinding people. Please put some shorts on her next time. She won't, makes her money. The sad thing is that mom knows this already. She set up a camera and did multiple takes of this video. Everything about this video is intentional. This is not some candid shot on the way to dance class. I thought I'd been hallucinating lately, or maybe my imagination. This is all the proof that I would need down at the station. Since the Llewellyns delete all the comments like this that call them out, thousands of their former fans are part of a subreddit called Llewellyn Snark, and they voice their anger surrounding the content that they post. In the subreddit, everyone is discussing how nothing has changed and the Llewellyns are just continuing to exploit their children. In the subreddit, one user wrote, recently unfollowed. I followed Alyssa for a while now, like back when she was still a nurse. I thought her and her family were adorable, but I recently had to unfollow them. This is my little rant. I'm confused at how Alyssa and Gerard don't find it problematic to be exploiting their children as much as they are. The girls wearing bikinis and crop tops, them posting identifying information where creeps could find out where the girls take dance lessons, sharing too many details about the children's habits and personal life, etc. It's sad that they obviously care more about making money off their children than caring about their well-being. But we can just take away from this that when we have kids in real life, no matter how cute, beautiful, and just glorious they are, do not put them on the internet for just a couple of likes and try to get brand deals off of them, try to make them influencers. It's just never worth it. If you want to be an influencer, be an influencer. But why do you have to exploit your kids? Like, that's kind of just like laziness at that point. It's like, you are an able-bodied adult. Why can't you be the influencer? Why do you have to force them to be the actors? I'm pretty sure that these parents are just taking all the money for themselves and don't save any of it for the kids, even though they're the ones making the money. But we can't police other people and their kids, even though a lot of the times it's insanity. But all we can do is protect our own children. And the next influencer behavior that we're supposed to believe is normal is restock overconsumption. If you've never seen these insane restock influencers, here are some examples of their videos. For obvious reasons, this is not normal at all, but the influencers want us to believe that it is normal, so that we'll click the link in their bio and buy tons of the products that they put in the videos. And then we'll be just like them. And every time we buy from their links, then they get a huge commission. But in real life, you don't need every single scent of every single perfume. You don't need every single lotion that you could never even use in a lifetime. You don't need 500 Stanley cups. You don't need 20 AirPods. You only have 2 ears. You don't need 20 AirPods. And you don't need 7,000 Touchland hand sanitizers. By the way, my sister had Touchland hand sanitizer. I don't know what the scent is that she has, but it's like this pink one. I can't lie. It actually does smell extremely good and I love the scent of it. But my problem with Touchland is that in their promotions, they'll have people having like 50 of them. Like, it's okay to just have one and like use it up and just get another one. You don't need to have like 75,000. Like my sister has 1 Touchland and she has 1 Stanley. She doesn't have a trillion and she's not a hoarder like these people on TikTok. And if you want a true it girl, that's my sister. Like I say in all my videos, the influencers and TikTokers get all of these millions of things in their videos for free. But if we want to be like them, we would have to get into thousands of dollars of credit card debt, and it's just never going to be worth it. And even if you have the money in debit, nobody should want to live like this in the first place. The next thing we have to talk about is one of the biggest pillars of the influencer lifestyle, which is waking up at crazy wee hours of the morning. Like, for example, the new thing is waking up at 3 a.m. Before it was 5 a.m. I actually feel like at first it was 6 a.m. Then it was 5, then it was 4, then it was 3. I feel like every single year, then the time gets earlier and earlier. Like, what is wrong with 6 a.m.? Why do we have to wake up at 3 a.m.? And then when they wake up at 3 a.m., I'm sure that they're just lying, but when they wake up at 3 a.m. they do these insanely intricate morning routines. But no one in the right mind is gonna wake up at 3 a.m. to do any of this nonsense.
Day 1 of convincing you to wake up at 4 a.m. or at least earlier.
It's 4 a.m. Let's get ready for the day.
Most people are waking up reacting to alarms, notification, emails, texts, the rush of the day. It's giving panic, it's giving chaos. Already feeling behind and you just woke up. When you wake up at 4 a.m. or even just 30 minutes earlier, you switch from being reactive to being in control. Like, would you rather wake up and rush, scramble to get ready, skip breakfast, check your phone first thing and head out feeling frazzled? Or would you rather wake up ahead of the game, your mind is clear, your body's energized, and you've already made progress before most people have even started their day? Hello? And nobody better come over here talking about hustle culture this, hustle culture that. Early mornings are not just about productivity, they're about self-mastery, okay? It's proof to yourself that you're disciplined enough to run your own day instead of letting your day run you. Waking up at 4 a.m. has changed my life, and every time you wake up earlier, you're reinforcing the habit of discipline and control, and that discipline is going to bleed into every other area of your life. When you start your day intentionally, the rest of your life follows.
And 1 minute influencers are selling you Kourtney Kardashian's Let Me Sleep gummies and telling you to get your beauty rest. And then the next minute, then they're saying to get no sleep and just get on that grind and wake up at 2 and 3 in the morning. So are we going to sleep at like 4 p.m. in order to do all this? But whether it's the sleep gummies or waking up and drinking the Saratoga water or whatever it's called, they are just trying to get a commission. They don't really care about what you do in the morning. They're probably not even doing what they're doing in the morning. But they're gonna be like, I wake up at 3 a.m., immediately down a matcha and sprint to the Pilates studio. Which I'm pretty sure the Pilates studios are not even open at 3 o'clock in the morning, so obviously it's a lie. The funniest thing to me is that influencers are obviously filming these videos at night or like 8 p.m. and then just changing the timestamps and just pretending that it's at 3 a.m. These were 5 of the craziest influencer behaviors that they try to convince us are 100% normal, but they never ever will be. The moral of the video is respect your partner. Don't listen to ridiculous relationship advice that tells you to play a character and be inauthentic. Never exploit your kids for views and money. Save your money and credit card balance and wake up at a normal time. There's nothing wrong with waking up at 6, 7, or 8. It's perfectly fine. No need to lose your mind trying to shove your face in a bowl of ice at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you guys all so much for watching today's video, and please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And please subscribe to join our community and help us reach our goal of 20,000 subscribers. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys!